What is your current process when it comes to a client coming into you extremely nervous? Like it is your first session and you can visibly see them very, very nervous going into your session. What is the first thing that you do? And I know that a lot of coaches and hypnotherapists are going to say, "Oh, I just tell them to relax. I ask them what they need. Do they need the tea? Like, do they need a blanket or anything like that?" Even if it's at Zoom, they want to relax that client. Here's why that is not a great approach if your goal is to help your clients faster. Okay. Here's the thing, in the word itself, right? Your client is nervous, which means the nervous system is communicating. It is a sign that the nervous system is communicating, right? It is a type of unconscious response. And so, right then and there, the minute your client comes to you and they are nervous, utilize that shit. Okay. This is what I tell all of my students and what I do personally in all of my sessions. So if a client comes to me and they're very nervous, and all of my clients when I worked in the relationship breakup niche were very, very nervous coming in, especially during their first session. And it was the fastest gateway to their breakthrough. Because what happens is I question that shit right away. All of my sessions are client led. This is what I teach. And if a client comes to me nervous, I am going to use that because that is the nervous system communicating. It is literally the nervous system going, "Hey, look at me, look at me. I am ready to be used." Okay. When we relax a client, we're literally ignoring that. And so, if we keep ignoring it, if we keep on relaxing because that's what we were taught, and we as practitioners are uncomfortable with our clients being uncomfortable, which is really just our shit and not our client shit, then we could potentially delay the transformation and we could really uh, make the nervous system and the unconscious responses more resistant and more closed off. When nervousness comes up, utilize it. So, what I did was just ask about the nervousness, right? Okay, tell me about this nervousness. That is it. That is such a great way to build rapport because you're not bypassing the very, very thing that your client is probably insecure about, right? They're probably like a bit conflicted within themselves as to why they're nervous coming into your session. And when you do that, when you acknowledge it, when you just ask about it, and compassionately, they are more likely to open up to you because unconsciously, because you have then shown a spotlight on that nervousness, which makes their nervous system feel seen and heard, which then they are going to be more likely to open up to you. And this is exactly what my clients did. Like I mentioned, I was in the relationship niche, mostly breakup, fresh breakup. And, I had a client in particular who was like, I am actually very nervous because I don't know what I'll do if I'm actually okay with being alone, right? That is some hot, juicy shit, right? That is that is the real thing. That is the real problem. I literally got to the root of the reason why this amazing person had a hard time healing is because they were so conflicted about, I don't know exactly how I'll feel if I am okay being alone and no longer with my partner. That is some juicy ass shit. That is the shit that you want to really see in your sessions, right? And this happens only if you actually are courageous enough and curious enough to explore the nervousness instead of bypass it by relaxing because you're uncomfortable yourself and you just want to please your client, right? Pleasing is not what helps create fast breakthroughs like we do inside the neurosync trainings. And so the more we have our own shit get in the way or simply could be just lack of skill set, the longer our sessions are, right? And the longer our clients stay in pain. Do you want to do that if you don't have to, right? And so try this next time. you have a nervous client and let me know how that goes. It will completely change the way you address these emotions. I'll see you around.